pick you up. Always get, I don't even know I hit you up. Louis V bag when I pick you up. I don't get turned, so you ain't bring back boys from mine after we.
Where are you headed in life? Where is my collective headed in life? Where is the collective headed in life? Yeah, some of y'all headed for the streets, headed to the streets, okay? Some of y'all did just go through some type of breakup, or, you know, you're single in some type of way. So, yeah, getting back out there. Some of y'all literally is headed towards, like, being for the streets, even acting like the streets, okay? And you know what they say, you could take the ninja about the hood, but you can't take the hood about the ninjas. Giving that vibe. Some of y'all into the street life, or, you know, you maybe got out of that, right? But something about you, this is where you're headed back towards, and you don't want to do that, okay? So you don't want to be headed back. You don't want to be going backwards, going to places that you came out of. But some of y'all, you know, you headed towards the trenches, okay? Whether this is, like, again, like, you're in your actions, you're going to be acting very street-like. You may live in the street, okay? You may be doing some street things, pushing weight, okay? Take it how it resonates, but this is where life could be taking you here. Some of y'all, you may just be driving around, though, a lot, or maybe going a lot of places. You may find yourself taking a lot of road trips or driving a lot, okay? And so that's for others. And that's for others. But somebody, you know, you headed for the streets, okay? This can even be like the person you end up dating. You know, that's where you're headed towards someone. You know, you're headed towards a certain love interest that is going to be for the streets, or act very street, or again very hood, okay? Hood ain't never come up out of them or leave them, something like that, okay? So maybe some of y'all are doing some street shit into that, and it's like, if you know this ain't get you nowhere before, don't even go back down that road, okay? Some of y'all could live off a street, okay? You know how things be like Drive, Parkway, Terrace. Some of y'all live off somewhere that says street, ST, okay? It's confirmation. What else? So where's life taking the collective? Where's life taking the collective? The streets, some of y'all about to be outside. Some of y'all about to be getting back outside, back in them streets, okay? Yeah, some of y'all, I was getting it. It's this travel for some of you guys. Some of you guys are about to be traveling. And I'm getting like a lot of road trips, a lot of driving, but with this passport, to me, I can even be going out of the country, taking a, you know, vacation out of the country where you would need a passport, okay, in particular. But some of y'all are even headed towards getting your passport and paperwork and things done, IDs and things done, so you can be able to travel. Some of y'all, you are headed is towards taking care of your business, okay, your priorities here, things you may you know, things that, you know, you may need in the future to travel or to have access to things, okay? Then others of you guys, you're getting these things done because you're about to be traveling, but this is all where you are headed here. What else? Yes, some of y'all headed towards out the country. Yeah, some of y'all tired of living in the hood, or you tired of living with people who are hood, right? You tired of living with the hoodlums, something like that. You even tired of the street, or, you know, where you live at, the street you're on, where you live at, something like that. And you ready to move up out of there, and that's where you're headed. Getting up out of a place you don't even want to be in as well too here. You're headed towards a new place, a new environment that is more fitting for you. What else here? Where's the collective headed? Yeah, I'm headed towards winning here, okay, with the score I'm getting. So you are headed towards maybe your winning season, or you're headed towards like literally scoring. If you are some type of athlete, you whether for work or you play for your hobbies, you do something as your hobby, but something about you scoring, okay, is where you're headed, being able to make scores, but also winning in some way, okay. Maybe you're even headed towards a time where people are going to be trying to keep up the score in regards to you, okay. But it's like you about to up the score. That's where you're headed. Some of y'all got tattoos as confirmation here. Yeah, some of y'all about to do it big. So you're headed towards doing it big in life. And I'm telling you, this is giving winning energy. You're going to be winning because you do something very big. Some of y'all could be on the heavier side, okay, as well here. Where you got like big boobs, big butts. Some of y'all headed towards making some type of grand entrance, okay. So maybe you open something. Maybe this is you going to some damn grand opening, walking in type of thing, okay. But it's giving big energy, okay. Some of y'all could be headed towards that too, just having headed towards just, you know, having that big energy, okay. Not playing it small anymore. Some of y'all are headed towards more freedom or independence. This could even be terms of finances. You could be headed towards a more financially free time, a more financially secure time, okay. Yeah, some of y'all are headed towards a place where you're no longer needing the people around you, okay, or no longer needing things in general, right? You're able to move solo if you have to. You don't need people. You know, you just want people around, but you're gonna you're going towards a time you're gonna be more independent, okay. Where you could stand alone, okay. You don't need no backbone, no help, no. We all need, you know, somebody to a certain extent, but overall you'll be able to handle your own, and that's where you're headed. Again, with this packing, some of y'all are definitely moving here, okay. And some of y'all, this is a big move. I'm telling you, some of y'all, this is a big move. This is across the country here, okay, across states, okay, in a whole nother world, a whole nother country for some. Others of you guys, it's still a big move because maybe you're moving from a different state to another state that's maybe hours and hours away, okay. But you guys are going to make some big moves. Some of y'all, this is metaphorically, like I said, you could end up in the score in your career or something. That's this big move, okay. And you know, that is where you're headed towards life, like just winning big in terms of your career, maybe even standing out, becoming big in your career. Yeah, some of y'all could be in the industry, so yeah, it's like you're gonna get really big in your career. That's where you're headed next. Yeah, some of y'all headed towards, you know, because you're moving, you're about to be headed towards having to pack and, you know, clean and just, yeah, you definitely gonna be in the energy of having to pack up and get boxes and get up out this old place so you can go to this new place. And some of y'all, again, it's metaphorically, if it's like your business or your career you're doing big or moving here. But I'm also again, like, you could just be packing up, moving away, metaphorically, from a mindset, a mental that you were in, okay, and moving on to something better, getting out of some old place you were mentally and going towards a new place mentally. Some of y'all headed towards the damn tattoo parlor, okay? So you about to get some more tattoos. You could already be tatted here. You want more, okay? So you are headed towards that. So y'all may get a nice big tattoo too, okay? If you anything like me, I kind of got more words than pictures. So you can even be getting like more pictures here, or getting something really big, okay? May cost you, yeah, may even cost you $1,000. Yeah, some of y'all want like you know, you want a little bit more added to your tattoo. You want a bigger type of tattoo. You want a more so of a portrait, and they cost more. So yeah, you may even go towards a place where you are able to spend some money and get you a tattoo that you wanted, okay? But it could be an expensive one, okay? And some of you guys, you could just be headed towards the planning part. But yeah, you could be headed towards getting you a new tattoo, something that you wanted, something that you may even know that you're gonna have to come up with money for. Okay, yeah. What else? Where is the collective headed? Yeah, heavily moving energy. Got Pat, got nails. Okay. Yeah, headed towards a new place, a new environment, a new home. Others of you guys, you could be headed towards, again, maybe being able to do some self-care, do some maintenance. Okay, that's where you're headed. Whether it's like you, it's like you're gonna now either have the money or you're just gonna have the time or something here. But that's where you're headed, being able to kind of do your maintenance, and maybe you haven't been, so it's like you're gonna be able to do your maintenance, or again, kind of like spoil yourself, treat yourself with these tattoos here, nails. You may just end up, you know, you're headed towards a time where you're going to be able to treat yourself, do nice things for yourself. Okay, yeah, y'all gonna be headed towards a place where you're earning more. I'm telling you, I just say grand. Y'all gonna be making, yeah, a bigger income, even bringing in a higher income. Okay, some of y'all are also going towards a place where you're gonna have to maybe start working for yours. Okay, maybe somebody here, you were kind of like getting help or assistance, or had the help of others, but you're gonna have to maybe earn. Okay, you're gonna have to work for something here. Some of y'all, this is like a person. Okay, you're gonna have to work for somebody here, that you can no longer just kind of half-ass do things. You can no longer like half-ass show up for this person. You're gonna have to put in more work.